Good morning, friends. I am Teddy Hicks, and I'm reading you an affirmation from my book, My Life Gets Better Every Day. Today's March 27th, 2026, and our affirmation is, I have faith in the perfect outcome. It's natural to think, worry, and try to figure things out when you face a challenge. The problem is, if there isn't an immediate solution, all that thinking and worrying tends to make things worse. You end up pouring negative energy into the situation. Your energy is attracting things into your life, so the main issue is not whether you can fix every little problem, but whether you can stay happy and optimistic when they crop up. And once you figure out how to do that, then you'll be delighted to see how things work out much more easily. You may even find yourself thinking, what was I even worried about? Everything always comes together perfectly. Love, Teddy. This is a difficult one, obviously, because worrying and kind of obsessing over problems is very natural. Our brains are on the lookout for danger. That's a survival instinct. And so when something is wrong in our life, it feels like a threat. And it's very natural for us to focus on it and try to resolve it to get back to a safe place. But when there's not an immediate solution and you don't really know what to do to fix it, just all that obsessing about it and like ruminating and, you're just kind of flooding the whole scenario with tension and with negative energy. And it doesn't help, right? And you can't think clearly in that state of mind. So it's a two-pronged problem, right? You're generating negative energy, which is making things more difficult, literally making things more difficult. And you are kind of shutting down the logical, smart part of your brain because you're in your survival brain, which is just the like fight or flight, freeze, acquiesce thing. And so you can't think clearly to come up with solutions. And so it's very helpful in those kinds of scenarios to do the work that you need to do to calm yourself down and take your attention away from the issue for a while if that's what needs to happen, so that you can change the energy that you're generating in your body, stop making things more difficult by flooding the situation with negative energy, and bring your thinking brain back online so that you can come up with a solution to the problem. It's extremely effective. I've had it happen to me so many times, countless times, that I'm like obsessing over something. I'm so worried about it. And finally I get to the point where I'm like, fuck it, when I give up and I'm just like, I need to set it aside. I don't know, and then I'll wake up the next morning and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, why don't I try this thing? Or, what, maybe that would work. And all of a sudden it's like a very simple thing that I just could not access before, because I was in that survival brain that isn't like coming up with great ideas. That's just like the most basic survival instinct. So it's really important to let yourself calm down, bring yourself back into a positive state, whatever that looks like, whether it's just ignoring it for a while, whether it's going for a walk, whether it's talking to somebody about it, journaling about it can be really, really helpful. Just figuring out how you can change the vibe, right? You can change your vibe and get back on a high vibe, and so that you're feeling good and you're thinking clearly and you're generating positive energy to actually help the situation and come up with good ideas about how to resolve it. So I hope that's helpful for you today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will be back here tomorrow with the next one. Thank you. What's today? Friday. Have a great Friday. I'll see you tomorrow.